We begin in Texas, where the Austin American-Statesman has a front-page feature on Republican Governor Greg Abbott sending more troops to the southern border. Yesterday, Abbott announced 400 National Guard members will head to the Rio Grande Valley to help stop illegal crossings. This is on top of the 1,500 active duty soldiers the Trump administration deployed last week. Joe, so they're ramping up at the border.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me, Willie, it's a Jackson Browne song from the 1980s, I think it was. Last night, I heard the news from Washington. Mm-hmm. The Russians escaped while we weren't watching them. And, illegal crossings at the southern border are at 6-year lows right now. This is, let me say again, much like in 2016 when Donald Trump was talking about build that wall, build that wall, build that wall, build that wall. Illegal crossings in the southern border at 50-year lows when that campaign was run about the invasion. At the same time, people were attacking Barack Obama for being the, quote, deporter-in-chief. Again, I think you and I especially have been quite clear over the past 4 years that the southern border needed to be secured. It is not perfectly secured, but it's in better shape than it's been in about 5-6 years. So it's just interesting. Everybody is moving, and right now, this is certainly something Joe Biden should have done in 21, 22, the beginning of 23. But right now, you just wonder how much of this is just government by gesture.
And that's the point, that for a lot of people, it was too little too late from the Biden administration, that they came to this when they realized it really was a problem over the summer and in the fall. And by then, voters had been convinced of Donald Trump's argument that there was an invasion. But you're right. You've got Governor Greg Abbott of Texas deploying the National Guard to the border. You've got American troops filing out of C-130s, arriving, putting up razor wire to shore up certain parts of the border. Obviously, these ICE raids and ATF agents being used as well. A big show. You've got Dr. Phil going on ride-alongs to attract the most possible attention. You've got Secretary Noem today going out this morning in New York City. She's arrived here in New York, live streaming and posting about deportation raids that are happening. This is a big show, and again, of a promise that Donald Trump made. None of this should be a surprise to anyone. A lot of people thought during the campaign, or even in the months since he won election, he's saying a lot of stuff he's not actually going to do. We always encourage people to take him at his word and to believe him, and here it is.
Yeah, and he's doing it. And make no mistake, Jonathan Lemire, as we say every day, this is why Donald Trump got elected. And you look at what's happening in New York City right now. We don't have Lemire.
Barnacle's here.
I was talking about the Russians escaping while we weren't watching them. Lemire does the Barnacle Irish goodbye. Just left his jacket on the back of the chair and said, I'll be right back, right?
The coach took him out. It's like LeBron. They take him out.
Look at him. He's been benched.
Coach takes him out for 2 minutes to rest before the TV timeout. He'll be back.
It happens.
This is like a hockey game. He's in the penalty box right now. Okay, Lemire, you can skate back onto the ice soon. Exactly. But you know, Mike, again, this is Americans got sick and tired of and not just in Texas, but certainly in Texas, where you saw the border go red there, but also New York City. I heard from a lot of liberals. So what are all these illegal immigrants doing all over New York City? Eric Adams, of course, started talking about this years ago before he decided to switch parties or leave the Democratic Party after about 18 investigations were launched against him. But a lot of New Yorkers in the middle of the summer last year were saying, man, the Democrats are going to lose ground even in New York. This is out of control. So we're not saying that this isn't popular and that there isn't a need to deport violent criminals out of the country. That said, Greg Abbott sending more people to the border right now. I mean, maybe we wait until the numbers start rising again.
Well, you know, two things, Joe, two elements of truth here. One, as you pointed out, border crossings are at the lowest they've been in several years. The other truth that you mentioned is that the Biden administration should have, in 21 and 22, just addressed it more strongly, more harshly, more punitively in terms of illegals coming across the border. But that gets you down to the end of the wire here, where what's going on now is just, it's all about attention. He wants attention. Yeah. And he's getting it every single day, multiple times a day. I'm talking about the President of the United States. All he wants is the attention. Look at me, look at me. Don't shiny object over there. No, back here. And he does it multiple times a day, incredibly successfully.
So